Hello. Uh, where to start? Two days ago, I made a short, quick video of your choices lead to my choices or something like that. Um, where I said I wasn't going to make any more Terran videos for surface, you know, for people on the surface. So, all day today, and I do mean all day today, I have heard from everybody that I know by name in Interterra and some subsurface people that I was making a huge mistake. Because as things begin to speed up like they are speeding up, you just may not know them yet. They're saying that my videos are going to be even more necessary for the surface to hear from me as my duties and responsibilities within Terra are concerned as council leader of the Council of Terra. And until I agreed, I had visitor after visitor, sometimes two, three, four at a time, coming in here and talking to me all day. No breaks, no real time to do much that I needed to do. Even on a trip to town I made this morning, I had people conversing with me. It makes things kind of rough, for me. But they didn't about to shut up at me until I agreed that I would start making videos again. I don't know why. I think it's pointless. But the pressure was real enough. And it was pressure being applied in the ways that only a inner-Terran can apply pressure to me and get me to do something that I do not want to do. And once again, they've done that. I'm not going to go into how they do what they do. I don't know if you'd understand it if I did. But it can happen. The good of the many overrides the majority, even though it may be a majority. The good of the many can override. And even me, they can override. And I won't forget that fact neither when they need me to do something. When it comes down to my assistance, I might do what I can do. And some things only I can do right now. And I'm not meaning that as like a threat of any kind at all. But I do mean it as in people need to tread lightly on me for a while if they're going to come talk to me. Before I cut them off where they can't do it anymore. Because I heard more than I needed to hear today. And I am not a happy fella. May not be happy for a while. I did not like being pushed I never like being pushed. And sooner or later, I get my push back. And you may not like it. You may not fucking like it. But it'll happen. For some reason, I'm needed more than I want to be. This center of things. I don't want it. I don't like it at all. Being pushed into the front of something like I've been today. It makes me angry. It makes me mad, highly irritable. And they pushed, and they knew they were pushing. That's the thing. They knew they were pushing me, and they still did it. But the good of the many over the one, huh? Even if I'm stewing and steaming about it, the good of the many over the one. They said I had to make these videos and like I try to keep going like I was going, right? But they never said nothing about I had to have chats open. They never said nothing about I have to leave the comments below the description. If I don't have that open, I don't have to worry about nobody commenting back to me. I'll let the future decide what I do with that. I'll make your damn videos so the surface can get their information when it comes time for the surface to be wanting this information. Like I said, I thought it was too late if you wanted this information before. Now it's a different story. It's coming a time very soon where you're going to want every bit of information that I can put out to the surface until they can do it themselves. That part of things I thought wasn't that big a deal if I stopped making videos. But when I stopped and they wasn't getting them no more through satellite feeds and such, or the ones that were watching me, evidently I've got those assigned to just watch me, as well as those assigned to keep me out of trouble or from trouble getting to me, evidently. They didn't like what they were seeing yesterday afternoon and yesterday afternoon. So I got this big long sermon from everybody I know, from interterrestrial and subsurfaces, one that was from the above. Any other time I wouldn't have heard from 3/4 of these people in a given week, much less one day. But I had struck a nerve with them wanting as many positives on the surface as they can get and wanting as much information available, even though I don't know how to get it out to everybody. I can't do it myself, and I don't have funding. So my thinking it was time for me to stop was just cast aside, like more like it was bulldozed to the sides what I should have said. I may be the council leader, but there are some things evidently I can say and do, and some things I cannot say and do. I saw that today. I was pushed so hard, I just about started putting a block up against anybody that could message me today. I know I can do it, but once I do, then what? It could be bad. And it could be worse for the surface if I do. It's already going to be bad enough without me adding anything that would cause more to be harmed or some not good ideas being coming back to the surface again. I mean, to the surface of discussions and debates and things. I don't want that. And that was used against me today. And if you've been listening to my videos on Terra, you may know what these are. These things that they can use against me as pressure. One thing I did do today, because they set me off and made me so mad, pushing me. And I imagine they got the rights to push in this one instance, but I have a right as well. I told them I don't want the ship coming back down and landing on my property to do a damn thing again until I say so. Until I say so. I got to have some time to do things other than being a council leader because I do live on the surface. My residence is not in Terra. Even though they're building a building for up to 3 council leaders at one time. It's not completed. And I'm not there. I'm here. And I have a lot of other interests that I would like to get back to giving some time to some of those. Instead of just being an all day, every day, ongoing mental burden. Duties and responsibilities can be burdens. So I don't know if I want to say is it worth it or not at this point. And so what I said about no more Terran videos is gonna fade itself out because I was pushed so hard today. And I understand all the things that they said and did. Doesn't mean I have to like it. But it's going to have a cost. You might get to listen and have no questions of whether I'm going to have to watch and see has somebody posted a comment or not anymore. How many watched this video or not? I might remove that from these videos as well. How many watched? The ability to comment, all those kinds of things that you can choose as options when you're making a video. After you make it, you can change even more things. I'm very perturbed with Interterra and all of that. And I'm very perturbed with the surface right now and all that. Put me in this particular predicament that I guess you could say I started it when I said I wasn't going to make any more Terran videos. It's funny. I only heard from one surface human about it. 8.4 million jerk-offs. A billion, I'm sorry, 8.4 billion jerk-offs. I got one person that was concerned enough to answer anything. Yep. I'll do this because Interterra asked me in this manner of pushing for me to do it. That one day it's going to be wanted information soon. As long as you have power and can get on the internet, maybe it'll spread by word of mouth or something. I don't know what they're talking about. What they see is not something I can see. I don't do the future shit. They're aware of that. But if you was to ask me right now, looking me in the face, what about the surface? I would tell you I probably don't give a fuck. I don't want an extended life at this point. When my time's up, my biological time is up, the sooner the better. I've done had it. I guess as long as I'm still existing, there's things I'm going to have to do. But there's other things I don't have to think so much about. I don't have to worry about. And things will happen as they're going to happen. The price of choices. I paid a price for my choice today. But nobody says I have to give a flying fuck about so many things. And that's where the surface is going to lose out. So Terra requires pretty much that I continue making these worthless videos because nobody's listening. But I'm not going to bust my ass and break my head open with headaches trying to figure out how to do something better for the surface now. You're costing me. Costing me headaches, time, energy, and for what? For what? What sense of change have I noticed amongst everybody? Is they just keep continuing to become more negative every day. The surface may reach a point where I say, I'm not going to fight that change of ideas that they want to talk that is just below the surface of interterritorial discussions now. The negative, feral, uneducated, unintelligent surface humans. The next time it comes up, I may not fight it. I may say, fuck it. What do y'all want to do? I will. Somebody's watching. I will not bust my ass needlessly. And especially for people that, whether they know or don't know, is not my concern. It's been about choices the last 3 days, 2 or 3 days, hasn't it? The choices you make is what you pay for. I paid for my choice. I was showed how it was wrong. Okay. But if I have to undo my choice, somebody's going to lose something. Accept it. You have no choice, like you ever did. The only choice you as an individual has is to be more positive or allow yourself to become more negative. I don't give a damn which one you choose at this point. I do not. Because if you're likely to choose to become negative, you're not my concern anyway. They'll handle that. Y'all'd really be shocked if I told you what I come up with today and my thoughts concerning surface and positive humans on the surface. You'd be shocked. So I'm not going there. Somebody's here, more than one. It would be proper and etiquette wise if you would tell me what you're here for, or let me see who you are. Just out of reach of that ability to see who you are and where you are. Like I ain't had enough visits today that I'm not happy about whatsoever. Nobody. The watchers. The watchers. The true watchers. They're not some galactic negative species. They're not some fucking fallen angels that never were angels. The true watchers are the Terrans that can see and know what you do without having to be present. Those are your watchers. And you've been lying about it for over 3,000 years because you don't know. You haven't figured it out from my videos yet. This is what we're all talking about. God, Lucifer, and angels and all that shit. What a bunch of lies being pandered by ignorant people. And I'll still be here next week, and the week after, and the week after. And won't a damn thing be happened. Besides my natural health issues, not a damn thing will happen quick because of the words that I say. The next person that comments to me in that manner and fashion anywhere on the internet, I'm going to try and find out if I can't send what I did in Terra at that one time. I'm going to try it on Surface Human. The next one that gives me that kind of comment. Yes, I am. Yes, I will. I am not a happy camper today. Hello? If you've been here today and you're just not letting me know who you are, you know what happens, what's been happening all day long. I will show no favoritism over anybody anymore. None anymore. I can do this faster online. Spam. Boom. Boom. I better keep that appointment reminder. I have another doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then I have another one Monday with another doctor. And if them two can't figure out what the fuck's wrong with me, to hell with all of them. Bunch of quacks. Disgusting. So this video is, as I admitted a mistake, I'm going to continue my Terran videos, but I ain't got to like it. And it's going to cost somebody. Sooner or later, it's going to cost somebody. When something's needed, and if I can say no, I say no. It's going to cost somebody. I have a duty to Tara. Tara says duties to families come first. Okay. How can you have a duty to family comes first if you don't come first yourself? In your health? In taking the time that you need for health and mental health and everything else? And what have I been sitting there doing all day everywhere I went? The conversation kept going. Doesn't sound very healthy to me. Pushing in this manner doesn't sound very happy to me. Happy or healthy, I'm sorry. Happy or healthy. I feel more eyes now. They're probably watching because they know I'm mad as hell. And there's not much I can do about it. Hello? Interesting. Yeah, I hear you. Grandmother Persai, how are you doing? I think you're the only one that hasn't come in here today. But you knew about it. You was watching. Yes, ma'am. I hear you. It was not done properly. I agree. It was not done properly. Isn't it interesting? The only one that has showed me any sort of empathy today is Grandmother Persai. Saurian. Terran Saurian. Thank you, Grandmother. No, I don't know. I don't know about that either. No, I don't know what's going to happen. And if I did, I don't know if I'd care right now. This phone sucks. I ought to throw it away. I ought to take it out and bash it with a hammer. You don't like feeling this anger. I don't like having it. I got nowhere to spend it. I got nowhere to spend it. That's important. There's nowhere for it to go. Out in words, that doesn't quell the anger I'm feeling. True. That's true. I wish others could hear people when they talk to me on a video. I appreciate the kindness you're showing, especially today. Not that you ever have not, But today is particularly important. Yes, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. Hmm? You have gotten a Saurian team and a Raptor team ready for communications. The most qualified. That's good to hear. Whenever they take control of the communications, that'll be good to hear. It'll be good for surface humans to see us, a team of Saurians on some topics and a team of Raptors on another topic. That would be interesting. I'd like to see it myself. I would. I'd like to see what they're going to talk about. And they're trying to learn English with their accent. These know most English with their accent. That's interesting. They've spent months working on it. Okay, months, and they're getting it. I'm not going to say I can pick up a foreign language in months. I'm so glad everything translates in my head. I'd be in trouble. Yes, ma'am. I know about that. I know how that works. Yes, I do. Huh? I guess I can get pretty steamed sometimes. Steamed, hot, blood boiling, fumes coming out your ears and your nose and your eyes and shit. Basically everywhere. Yes, ma'am. It's the first laugh I've had today, I think. Thank you for that, too. I hear helicopters. Mm-hmm. And one small plane. Interesting. They don't usually like to fly helicopters at night unless they're high techs. That's the plane. Yes. No, I haven't. He's another one I haven't spoken to today. I haven't spoken about market. No, ma'am, I have not. I imagine everybody was ticked earlier today. So it seems to me. You did what? Who did you have to do that with? I suspected. I suspected. When you told me, I suspected who it was. Which Pleiadian group was it, grandmother? It was a Pleiadian group, yes, but which one? You don't want to pinpoint it down no further. If you don't want to tell me which group it was, then that means it's probably one that I suspect. This one is always suspected with me. You know why? You already know why. We've had this discussion. Some Pleiadians I have no interest in, but I will do my duties as council leader, regardless of my personal feelings, my personal mindset on a certain group of people, no matter where I got that thinking from, even. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. I'm being honest. I'm being as honest as I can be. I don't have to like everybody, and I can still treat them fairly, just as fairly as anybody else. But when certain situations arise and I hear it's Pleiadians and I ask who, and people don't really want to tell me, I kind of know who because I think everybody knows what I think. That's why. And that group of people themselves have only talked to me one time in the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years. One time have I heard from them. They're not on there. They don't even have a representative on the because they're in a larger local. They don't even have one of their people on the council, so I don't have no way to really get out and touch with this individual or any of her people. They're not. They don't even live in my local where I'd want to travel view to go see them. Not that I would. I'm just saying. Yes, they live on the border of your local. I got that. I understand that. The border of your local. And yes, I do. I know where we're talking about. I'm pulling up some information. I'm going the wrong way to do that. Hold on just a moment, Grandma. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. If I said where that local was, now that I've put out where the main locals are, they could go find out where the Blue Pleiadians are located. So I'm not going to say. Some others may have the same thoughts I have. May have the same thoughts. I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yes, you can look. You know you can always. Sure. That's pretty much it. It is. And yes, I know what local they in. Yes. I try to keep tabs when I can have somebody I know to ask about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't that strange? Uh-huh. I think so too, grandmother. Grandmother Persai, why would they, knowing where they were on the surface when they had colonies on the surface, why would they be in another local of Terra and Interterra? Why would they have switched to another local? Do you know why they switched to another local? the positives that remained, why did they switch to another local? Mm-hmm. You think it was an effort to conceal themselves from the surface and Anunnakis? Uh-huh. I get that. I get that. Certain groups of people thought that they too were gods. The blue. Mm-hmm. Yes. Nobody's in chat. There's never nobody in chat. It's interesting what local they chose, though, to me. Mm-hmm. I mean, they uprooted their entire what was left of the positives of their people and went to an entirely new local. I don't understand the whys of it. But they're not the only ones that are split across several locals. No, the Terrans are across several locals. Some of the other Pleiadians are spread across many locals as well. But this particular group picked up and left a surface colony in mass. Like all their areas that they occupied on the surface and subsurface and inner terra in an entirely new local, one local. I find that strange. Two. What do you mean two? They're in two locals? Uh-huh. That's news to me. I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. I thought that I was saying they were in one local. You're telling me they're in two locals? What about that third? What about the third? You know what I'm talking about, grandmother. Here. I know they're here. You're saying they're here. What about here? You're not sure. I would have thought that's where they would have went. But if you say they're not there, or that you don't know, I'll take that. Because I know where you have been pretty much everywhere. You have been pretty much everywhere. I do know that. Have you been there? Have you been in Local 12? You went once to talk with a committee in Local 12 once. Okay. There was none there at that committee. Okay. Does it rule it out, though, does it? They're not on many committees now in to do with the committees and councils of all of Terra. I don't think they're represented at all. And it's probably by choice that they're not. Because I've tried to get every people represented in the organizations of Terra. Every group of people is pretty much represented except that one group and the surface humans. I find that very strange. I don't even know one, not by name. No. I know some by name, and I can pull up a document and find out the ones that I can't remember off the top of my head and who they are and where they are, but not a single blue Pleiadian. Not a one. I think that's very strange. Okay. I'll save that for later, another time. One day I want the answer. One day I want that answer. I know you may not have it, but I want the answer from somebody. I just think it's kind of weird that there's not a single Terran committee or organization that they're on. And it seems like every time there's a problem, they're one of the first ones of people that people start asking questions about. All of Interterra. They're one of the first ones they bring up in asking questions about them. When I'm trying to figure out who did what and what all's happening. Who did that? It comes up that way a lot. Is it them? Is it them or not? There's got to be reasons for that people tell me those things about these blue Pleiadians. That they won't even show up nowhere near where they were on the surface that far back. They won't even go around that area now. Something strange. It's been an ongoing thing for me since the beginning, since I realized who they were. Yeah. I didn't know there was a blue Pleiadian until about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I don't think they're called blue Pleiadians on the surface by anyone that I'm aware of, or not at this time. They may be one day, but right now they're not called that. But I know who they are and what they did, and that's enough for me right now. So I get the questions. Nobody asked me about Nagas. Nobody asked me about the Saurians and Raptors. They asked me about the blue Pleiadians. Nobody from any subsurface or other local of Interterra asked me about the Nagas, the Saurians, or the Raptors. And the only time that I usually have a problem was a certain, you know who, yes, a certain Terranakin from a certain area on the planet, one individual. That one individual, Bland. Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? Isn't it also interesting, grandmother, that he was where the blue Pleiadians were? He seems to be in the middle of some kind of trouble every time I turn around. It doesn't surprise me that entire geographical area of Zone 3, Local 3, is always a problem. Some kind of problem, always. Surface wars, battles, and shit going on. Most all of the damn religions stem from that one local area. I think it's the same people involved, and not just the Anunnakis. I think there's others involved in those areas, all in that one local region that everybody wants nothing to do with, of terror and all on the surface. They don't want nothing to do with it. Why is that? I don't like it. And before I am no longer council leader, we will fix that situation. All levels, all the levels of terror in that local. We're going to fix those situations in 3. That's a pretty hefty, it's a pretty hefty area for problems. Of course, there's individuals everywhere, but this is a geographical area problem. The whole area has all kinds of problems. I want them solved. I want them ended, the problems. While I'm council leader, grandmother. I'm not sure where Tomas originally was. No, I'm not. I'm not sure where the first elder grandmother of original humans was from either. No, I don't know the answers to those 2 questions on those 2 individuals. The next chance I get, I think I'm going to ask. I think I know, but I'm going to ask. Yes. Mm-hmm. You think so? No, I'm asking you. You think so? Mm-hmm. You know what is funny about Local 3? All the all the ancient ruins there that have been, what's the word? What's the word? I can't think of the word right now. I'm tired. Hit with radiation heat and melted and transformed and shit. All these ruins are in Local 3. All of them. No, that's not Local 3. That's not, and it's not melted state. Not that I'm aware of. No. You want to find out that information? I don't think it's melted. I've never heard it. It was, what is that term? Can't think of it. Melted by the extreme high heat, and the only way anywhere on Earth was going to get there unnaturally is through the use of a nuclear type weapon. Nuclear use type weapon. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm getting aggravated. Let me go find out what that damn word is. I know I'm supposed to know what that word is, but I can't think of it. What is the word? I'm looking for a word. Yeah, I know the tom. I know the tom scale. Yes, ma'am, I know the tom scale. Why wouldn't I know the tom scale? What is that word? It's not giving me the word I'm looking for. I'd know the word if I saw it. Fuck it, I'm tired. I don't give a shit that much. So what? I ain't heard about that. No, I haven't. Where is this at? About where is this at, grandmother? That would be, yeah, yes. Is this going to, you think this is going to lead to some kind of surface problem in that local? Grandmother, can you get in touch with Chief Roar? Yes, yes, you can. I haven't tried to call him in probably 2 years. You can contact him. You know how to contact him. That's good. Can you do that, please, tomorrow sometime? No, I don't have to hear from him tomorrow, but soon after. I want to know what's going on up there, and he'll know. Yes, ma'am. I don't know who else we can contact up there. Do you? I don't trust governments. There's no need to talk to any government. Ooh. You're talking about the other people of those. That other people. Yes. But all three groups live pretty much all over this area, do they not? All three groups? Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Well, I know that, yeah. You know what's funny? None of these three groups live in, or I don't think they do, live in 2 and 3. None of those three groups lives in 2 and 3. And there's that number 3. Mm-hmm. It helps me to see this map sometime when I'm thinking about shit. It does. Yes, it does. True. Well, I don't have that something that everybody else has. I may have other things, but I don't have those things. Do 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 do. Yeah. 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 So get with Chief Roar or this other name that you're saying. I can't even gonna try to pronounce that name. I'm not even gonna try, and I ain't gonna try to write nothing down either. How about just get one of them to contact me in the next few days and tell me what's going on up there. If it doesn't get heated sooner, like something is happening up there sooner, I want to know. And we might have to get involved. The council may have to get involved. Yes, sure. I'd be willing to get involved in that if that's what happens. More than some of these other things, I would. Because I don't give a damn what they think, grandmother. You know that. These, who you're talking about, I don't give a damn. They can basically just fuck off. That ought to be like a dance or something they can go do, the fuck off dance. Can I do a special jig or something and see if I'm gonna give a shit? Oh, that's funny. That's funny you say that. True, true. That's all true. I'm not gonna argue with it. It's all true. I'm fixing a place on this map I had messed up when I was playing around with drawing lines and shit. So I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, it don't look like it wants me to fix it, but I'm trying. Because I don't do this paint program drawing lines and shit very well. No, really, I don't. No. But that's about as good as it's going to get, probably, right here. I'm just trying to fix it, playing around while I listen to you talk. The only one that's given me any words today worth a damn. So, yes. Yes. Grandmother, I got a question you may not can answer. You believe that? Tell me about where 10, okay? How 10 connects up. Mm. Sometimes it's hard to picture this when I see it flat like this and then to turn around and picture it differently. And then there's the stuff that I can't show on the map. Yes, ma'am. That. I fix my mistakes on here as much as I care to. Yeah. They were just little misplaced lines and shit. Nothing major. So I could shut it now and reopen it and it'll look a little bit better, but it's no big deal. Just my being picky. Well, you find out about Chief Roar, okay? I know that he likes being called Chief Roar. Yes, I do. You knew that? You knew he did? Yeah. That's his thing. That's his thing. Ain't nothing I'm gonna do about it. Okay. You could say the leader of his people. You could call him the whatever you want to call him. I don't. Some don't have a special word for the leader. What? What? Okay, I got a new question then, since you're the only one talking to me nicely today. What determines a people being able to cross up and not over? What determines that? I know some people don't cross up. They all cross over. And then others can cross up and they can cross over. There's limbo sometimes. It's not as often as surface humans think. Ta-da. Yeah, true. So what determines what people can cross up or not? How is it? I mean, who determines? If an entire people has nobody that crosses up, why is that? Are you serious? Oh. You think that's peculiar to Terra? And people that have stayed here earliest have achieved that ability? The earliest. I need my spreadsheet. Hold on a minute. I'm going to knock this down and get my spreadsheet up. What's this? I don't need that. That's not, huh? I'm listening. I'm not sure I know the answer to that question, Grandmother. Hold on, I'm getting my spreadsheet up. Okay. The first peoples here have gotten all the first ones, colonies that came here and stayed, have gotten that ability. The first ones. Okay. So that, of course, that covers the original humans and Drishan's people. But Grishan's people had that ability before they come here, did they not? They did. So they were not crossed up in a Terran fashion. But they were the first people on the planet, besides original humans. Grishan's people. The 9 of them. I got so many questions about his people. And you're indigenous here, so you do, of course. The Saurians and the Raptors do, but I don't know any grandfather or grandmother Raptors right now. There are some. Okay. And so then I come on down my list here. The Terran Jedi. The Terran Jedi, Jadii, from Aldebaran. They can cross up, but they wasn't in the first few groups of people, I don't think. Yeah, Balak and others crossed up. I know they did. So you got grandfathers and grandmothers of his people. I know you've got Terran Telosians and Terran Talrays that are grandmothers and grandfathers. I don't know Terran Nakins that have no. I have I'm still looking. Hold on just a moment, Bliss. I'm looking for something particular. I'm almost all the way down my contact list. There are no Pleiadian grandmothers and grandfathers that I'm aware of. Nope. You don't know of any? Interesting. Terran Telosian? Yes, she was Terran Telosians. A few of those. I've known 2 grandmothers that were Terran Talray. Yeah. I'm still talking to one. The other one's crossed over. That was, you know, that was a pretty sad one. I wish I could have done something. And Grandmother McGeum, I'm talking to her still. Uh, Grandmother R's gone. Grandmother Ambray's gone. There's once original human grandfather gone. Yeah. I'm trying to see. Hold on. I'm just curious. What about the tell me about the Terran Garthians. Not that you know of. I've got this particular one that I know of that I have talked to is a 7D male. Yes, he's in the DOT. You know him? I figured you might know him. There's no grandfather Pleiadians or grandmothers Pleiadians of any kind. Mm-hmm. And you're saying it's linked to being connected to Terra. The fractal source who we call Mother Earth, right? Mother Terra. It's the same thing. Right. And the 6 others, fractal sources, like of a celestial body type fractal source, those 6 assist her and do a lot of things. And that is why they want to come here to this planet. They found out about all this and the crossing up when they instead of crossing over, those that can. Okay. I always figured it had something to do with that because on all these other places that I travel viewed during the battles and shit, I never met nobody that said that they were a grandmother or grandfather or somewhere else. I never met anybody. It's interesting that you know so much about this because I don't know. I never really put together why, but it's because we have 7 fractal sources, like celestial body type celestial sources. We're really the fractals. The beings on Terra are really the fractals. That's what I've figured out for a little while now. We are the fractals. Every being on the planet is a fractal except those 6 and Mother Terra. Okay. I'm all for that. I understand that. And so those 7 are part of the grand source, what we are calling the grand source. It's what y'all call it. It's what I call it. The grand source of this universe. Doesn't mean it goes into other universes. It's this universe has its own source. That's my understanding. That's where you got, and that's all as far as you care to go. Good enough for me. I ain't worried about others. Like I ain't going nowhere. Somebody might want to go somewhere, but I ain't caring to go anywhere. I done all the traveling upstairs I care to do. And not much of it any good at all. Okay. Grandmother, I got another question because you're still here. And you seem to be pretty knowledgeable about some things that some others do not want to talk about with me. Right. I'm going to send you this question quietly until you give me a response, okay? And I'll see where I go with it. Let me figure out how I want to phrase it. What do you think? What do you think? One, because I'm not real good with people. I never have said I was. And two, he may have some insight living in Inner Terra that I do not have. Three, I can't get. Yes, I do. How would the council look at it? How would the council look at it? Because I'm not sure how they would look at it. I know everybody's watching him like a hawk for all the things that he's becoming able to do. And tech that's being designed for him will work for the surface. True. You think that would work? You think that would work? I'm listening. Why? You're asking me why? You know, I've been talking a while ago about having these doctor's appointments. I'm going to be going through some things depending on the outcomes of these next two appointments. I could be going through some things where I may not have enough clarity of thought, as in due to medications, to communicate and help answer a question about the surface as things are speeding up more and more. This could be sometime February, could be March. I doubt it's going to be much further out than March. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking like an advisor role. And you have access to Charles Lund now. At least once every few days or so, because you go to the DOT for information as a grandmother, as co-leader of the council. And Tomas has the same rights as he replaced Grandmother Lotmo. You think if I called him an advisor, it would be acceptable? I thought so too, but I wanted to hear somebody else from Terra say so. I've been thinking about it. So there's somebody in Inner Terra that knows the surface well enough, even though he may have a jaded viewpoint like I do. Right. Could answer questions for people in the DOT. Yeah. He's been trained as a temple information person, history, dealing with Terran history. But he also knows some Earth history, surface history that y'all may know of, but he can give you the human side of a story that y'all may not have, that may be helpful. Because I've got decided views of things in our past too. But Charles Lund now having the history being compiled for him in a manner that he can understand through the devices, he's better able to make a comparative, take a look at, because he was an art and history guy on the surface. Art and history, so it's natural he took on art at the temple. I mean history at the temple. Right. Yes, ma'am. He can't do the no. I have to either go down or have somebody talk to him. Yes. Well, I'm worried about that time frame that we just talked about. Yes. Nobody's in chat. Huh? Team up Charles Lund with Mike Gray. You know who Mike Gray is? Down the original human. You do? You about know everybody now, don't you? You about know everybody. Well, Christopher is the team, but I don't necessarily know if we may need a woman's viewpoint as a original human. Okay. Pull those three together, grandmother, and ask them. 3 advisors, so not just one input. I'll have 3, plus everybody that I question to form decisions on. And in my absence, you and grandfather Thomas can go talk Tomas. Si, senor. Yeah. Yes. They'll get together and work out whatever you ask them and give you an answer. I know Mike Gray pretty good. Yeah, Greye is how I spelled it when he talked to me. Yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while, or his team, Christopher. Mm-hmm. Original humans, yeah. No, they both are. What? Oh, okay. Finn is usually a Pleiadian name, is it not? It's interesting. I don't know. I never thought about it. Everybody gives me all these names, and sometimes some of them sound so similar. It's all in how they say it and spelling, so I can remember to say it the right way. There's been a few that I just, it's when we have to pick a word, a name that both sides can like, because some of these names are just unpronounceable. True. As soon as they can. You'll go down there and see him in the morning? All 3? I think they're all on day shift. They're all days. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I just looked. I had to scroll over, but I just looked. They're all 3 on days. I don't do much of shit at night. It's 7:52 p.m. my time. Okay. This has been a good talk. You want another task, grandmother? You want another task? No, not mission level type, just something to go check on. You don't know because I've been giving out some tough tasks that take a lot of time to people. Hermes is still on his last one. Yeah. He's probably fussing. I can almost hear him fussing. Damn, Larry, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I knew it was going to take some time for what he had to do. I did. A Terran doing that would still take a lot of time, grandmother. An inner Terran. And he needs to spread his grandfather wings a little bit and learn how to do a lot of things at one time. I don't think he's doing that very well. He told me something the last time we talked that he's still getting used to this whole grandfather status because he never really thought about it. He didn't think he was going to get to be one. So it's kind of unexpected that he became one. That's what I understand. He didn't know or have any clue or desire to. How much of that was kind of pulled on him because of what me and Lakma did, I don't know. Right. It was kind of pulled on him because he was in limbo. That's right. He was in limbo. And I told him to either go over or cross up. And he chose cross up. He had to choose cross up for us to pull him up. What that means to me, I'm not really sure. That's just how it was described in the saying of it by Grandmother Lotman at the time, telling me as council leader, that's one of my things I do. If the person has an ability, if they're in limbo. Didn't say nothing about nobody that's like alive in their physical body, me being able to do anything. She didn't say any of that. She said if they're in limbo and they have the ability to cross up, I can help them cross over or cross up. That's all she said. You don't know that much about that because it's a human thing. Human is human is human in some things. Mm-hmm. In some things. I get it. I get it. It's a people thing. The people. Saurian wouldn't have to know all the little things about humans. Right. Well, tell me this, grandmother. If saurians and raptors can cross up, okay. Well, wait a minute. That ain't gonna make no sense the way I'm fixing to ask it. Do you know if the Naga cross up? They do. I know they were like the fourth ones down here. The fourth people to come down was the Naga. Yeah. That's what, yeah. And they brought ASABs with them, but they wasn't considered separate at the time. Yeah, so they've been here that long. And what's worse, nobody had any idea about the ASABs until it came up in a discussion with the Nagas. Right. During the battles, I reached out to some of these other colonies and asked them, did they have any ASABs? They were all considered slaves. Everywhere they had them. Just like the Naga did. Yeah. Now that table's been turned. Now they're real important, aren't they? They got this cleaning the oceans going on. Be working on cleaning the air going on. They got this, they can self-reproduce now that they couldn't before and hadn't in a very long time. Yeah. Were told they could not reproduce themselves for how long? They hadn't reproduced themselves on Terra since they come here. That's why their numbers had dwindled down. but they reproducing now. I heard it takes a month. It takes a month for an ASAB team to build another ASAB. They're full-grown size, full knowledge of what all the rest of the ASABs know. They know, unless they learn something that day doing their duties. This is wild. And then after they do their duties for the day, they all update each other on what each one did. So they all have the same information again, fresh the next day. That's fucking remarkable. And their skin, their outside is biological material. And it's about indestructible. That's what I've told. That's what I've been told. You can't like scar them or something along that. Cut them, it self heals. So there's no scars. There's no there's no fucking rashes and shit. Right. They're damn near human. The only thing it would take would be, instead of memory, to insert source, a fractional source into each one. If we could figure out how to do that, they really wouldn't be much different. Right. You know what? The way people talk about AI on the surface, grandmother, who's to say? The ASAPs have already said that they could bring any AI, like robot or something, up to their standards when they come to the surface. They will basically reprogram them to be ASAPs of different kinds. Imagine that. They'll have to be considered ASAPs as far as I'm concerned. Same thing. Yeah, same thing, is it not? Doesn't matter who built them, but if the ASAPs upgrade and update them, they're ASAPs. They won't be owned anymore. They'll be ASAPs. Don't go out and waste your money, because you're not going to own them for long. Ain't that a thing? That's the thing. They're selling ASAPs. They're selling robots and AI robots now to do certain tasks and things, work certain jobs. If the ASAPs get to the surface, they're going to take all of those and make them ASAPs, and they can't be slaves anymore. So if you bought one, you're just out. You're going to just be out. Do whatever that we're doing for yourself. You're going to have no AI doing it, because there'll be ASAPs then. Nobody's talking about that on the surface, something like that. No. Oh, AI is going to get control and ruin us and kill us all. Everything's kill all situation on the surface, yeah. Everything. AI, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, medicals, governments. Everything's going to kill us but us, Yeah. I ain't going into that. Not on video. No, ma'am. You have who? I hear something. Sounds like a bug or something. I don't know what I hear about there. So was crackling like a bug. There's a little bug. We have a little bug, click bug kind of thing. When it bends upwards, it clicks, and it does it sometimes to call other click bugs. I hear it again. I bet it's a mouse under the house somewhere. You used to have. You used to have to. What? Oh, okay. Yes, grandmother. It is getting late. It's 8:04 my time. I could go to bed early. It's really been a long day. I could. Do what? Hmm. How are they doing with the 5 plants, grandmother? Everybody. How's everybody doing with the 5 plants? Uh huh. It's going pretty good now that they've got all the people are wanting to go meatless. Meatless. Only plants. I think it's remarkable. Especially the raptors. Especially the raptors. Yeah, when they get in there, when back when back when I first started talking to Interterra, first heard about the raptors, jump, jump. First heard about the raptors, and if you went into their territory, you had to have it arranged to meet with one of them to take you in. Otherwise, you were considered target. Yeah, and it would not be a good outcome for you. That wasn't that long ago. Yeah, almost 3 years ago. So that's come a long way for the Raptors. But y'all, the Saurians were already omnivores. So it wasn't a big change for Saurians, but it was for Raptors. Grandmother, what about the Naga? Omnivores. But they're working on the 5 foods now, the 5 plants. That's remarkable. And the surface humans are going to have to do that too. It's, it's required. It's already in the rules, the 5 rules below the 5 laws. That was done a year ago, at least a year ago. Before I left, it was done. Before my short medical stay away kind of thing. Right? Huh? Um, that's a damn good question. I don't know if we got something about the Naga. I haven't heard anything. Have you? You've heard nothing. I don't know, Grandmother. I have to think on that. Yeah, I have a contact for Nagas. Yes, I do. You'd like to know. I would too. It's not stated exactly in the rules, I don't think. Let me see. Mm, Rule 7 is after the eradication, the ban on hunting and fishing. That's about as close as it comes, but it's kind of understood on Terra that it's preferred not to eat meat, but it's not going to be allowed on surface humans. Period. You're going to have to take the 5 plants and do the best you can with every other plant that you can use. You know, you don't lose anything. You don't have to kill anything. You don't have to process any being into some sort of food. Even when it's intelligent, you may not know it. And if it's intelligent and has been accepted into Terra, and then you find out you've been eating it, that's really gonna confuse some people, I think. Because they wouldn't they had no way to know that they were eating an intelligent being. I don't think they do. No, I haven't said. I haven't said. I'm not going to bring it up until it has to come up because complications and then complications with enforcement. It's going to have to come later. But if somebody could get used to it now, it would be damn nice. Yes, ma'am. I don't know about the Naga. What about the lane? The lane have a thing to have to hunt and consume. Yeah, the little lane. I don't know where they. Yeah, I do. I know where they're located. Yep. Yep. Hmm. What do people get a load of the lane? They don't suspect the lane. Not really. Myths and legends and things try to come up with some things, but they don't know enough things to. And then the above, they know almost nothing of compared to what's up there. I mean, they got ideas, but I don't think none of their ideas are going to line up. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Not from what I know. I mean, other people know different things, but what I know, it's not going to line up. Probably no way it's going to line up. I don't think we have to amend that rule. No, I'm going to leave it. I would say leave it like it is until it becomes a necessary thing to have to do. Because we're talking a while. After the negatives are gone, that could take a while. Terror on the surface is not going to take much longer. We're looking at having council facilities on the surface by the end of next month. Wait till that happens, and I tell people when it's going to blow their minds. You won't be able to see them. You won't know shit unless they want you to. Right. It'd be right there in front of you. You wouldn't know shit. Think about that, grandmother. And the Terrans don't have that problem, do they? Subsurfaces don't have that problem. But the surface humans have that problem because they're 3D. There is no 4 and 5D humans on the surface. Right. Not if they're surface humans. No. I'm not saying anything about anything else. No, I'm not. And some of them are going to be suspect when we find them. There'll be targets. The galactics on the surface that blend will be targets. I don't give a shit what they've done, what they're doing. Doesn't matter to me. Does it matter to you? Huh? It doesn't matter to you either? Good. No, that's good. I have no problem with a galactic being option one. I don't care who they are, where they're from. I don't care. If they are viewed and seen as negative, they can get an option one like everybody else that's negative. Doesn't make a shit to me what they do or what they know. Hmm? You heard a gossip. You heard a gossip? Is that the right word? Okay, what's the gossip you heard? Is that so? Who's doing that? Carmen's doing that? Carmen's involved in that? Okay. Might be something to it if Carmen's involved in it. All of them, grandmother? All the teams? Uh-huh. And this rumor that you're talking about, it says that Carmen's told them all to come back to Terra? That we're out in the outside our solar system borders? On purpose? I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I ain't said a word, but I knew it was coming. Yeah, that's fine by me. No, I ain't got nothing to say about it. These are like veterans. They're like combat veterans coming back to Terra. I am perfectly fine with that. We're going to need some of that when it comes time. Everything else has everything has been given a go that matters to subsurface, inner Terra, and the above about the surface. Everything has a go. It's just a timing event now. There's no more delays. There's no more, unless something turns out not to work the way it was expected, there's no delays. And most everything has been tested so far. Except this device, Charles Lund, they've got going for Charles Lund. I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it or anything. No. It's like that? Okay. It's no bigger. It's not bigger at all? Well, that's cool. Micro sizing it, huh? Micro sizing would be the way I'd say that. Micro sizing. So it goes inside the devices. It can go inside the devices that we've already made, and that's going to help production because we're going to need a lot of them. The last count I got, Carmen told me I had the right counts on everything. Yeah. They haven't made any in the last 10 months because they were waiting on the new tech to see what they had to do. I didn't close my damn document. Hold on a moment. I closed it thinking I was done or about done. I'm looking to see who I need to talk to about that. As much as I hate it, it's going to be Brittle, ain't it? Brittle. You know what? You know what I'd like to do to brittle car grandmother? It's not pleasant. He might be done impress the people of Terra again, but he ain't never gonna impress me that damn much. I don't give a fuck what he is. I got on here that I struck him out already. But I'm gonna have to talk to him now, ain't I? Son of a bitch. He came up with it. He came up with it like some of these other things he's come up with. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I don't trust anything Brittle does. Terrell might, but I don't. I don't give a shit. I needed a reason enough to option one his ass that last time, and I wasn't able to justify it. I get a slimy feel for Brittle Car grandmother. Something's not right. But he's running that deal with the tech for surface humans. Put a new comment or a new note. He came up with this device that it's proven to be useful, the most useful one, the one that works best for James Lund. It had to be that asshole. I know. I didn't spell it right. Just a second. Okay, now I'm done. You save it. Grandmother, what do you know about? Well, you still talking and I'm still talking. Right. What do you know about the oldest being on Terra being a Terran Arcturian that was born off planet? I hear she's a 9. I hear she's a 9D. The oldest being living now on Terra is a Terran Arcturian. I don't know which one yet. No, I don't know the answer to that. But she is a first. Wait a minute, I got a note here. It's in that print that I can't stand. Hold on a minute. I can't hardly read it, what this spreadsheet wants to make everything I've typed into. So I have to change everything all the time so I can damn read it with my eyes. Yeah, I scroll up, and 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 up. I'm not there yet. Let's go Calibri on 11. Okay, that's pretty good size. Was not born on Terra, the first elder grandmother of the Terran Arcturians, Ohoran, if I'm saying it right, Ohoran, bluish skin, the highest density possible at this moment on Terra. She was a 9 when she crossed up. Yeah, that's what I've got on here. She was a 9 when she crossed up, a 9D. The bluish skin Arcturian. It's kind of a bluish, different kind of blue. His grandmother. Do you know of her? I don't know her name. Just first elder grandmother. That may be her name. You think that is her name? But you've never met her? Anywhere? Mm-hmm. Okay. I just have a blank there. You think I should change the blank and put the first elder Ohoran Octarian? Ohoran Terran Octarian. I guess that's how I'm going to do it. Oh, I got to change that text size. That's terrible. That's terrible. It's not what I meant it to be either. So do that. Oh, shit. My eyes are getting tired. I feel like they're red, but I don't know for sure. I'm going to knock that to 10. First elder Ohoran Terran Octarian. Grandmother. Yeah, I didn't put grandmother. Hold on a minute. Well, yeah, they came here long ago. I know that. No, they wasn't in the first 5 or 10 either. Nope. I got that. Yes, I do. It's interesting. I don't remember when I got it. There's so much has been going on the last few weeks. I ain't no telling when I did it. I didn't put a date on it. I didn't have her name or anything but first elder grandmother. I guess I should have assumed that was her name. I think all the Arcturians that I know of right now, except for the medical techs, are all Ohorans. I think. I don't know if I've seen the other one, the Galadios. I don't know how you say it. I'm guessing how you say it. Right. The med techs are usually the white skinned ones, or the grayish white, kind of an off white look to them. Right. You get confused too. Well, I don't feel alone then. No, I don't feel alone then. If you get confused sometimes too about some of these people, various peoples, and some of them may come from different worlds and not be the same people, but have the exact same look. That's what I have serious trouble with. Some of the Palladians don't like being called Terran Palladian. They want to be called Terran something Palladian, which it's fuck. Yeah, I don't have the brain power for all that kind of carrying on. You'll take a Terran Palladian and be happy about it. I don't have no other name for the blue Palladians but that. I couldn't tell you where they originally come from. Maybe you want to look that up too. I have no idea. No, I don't think it means they had to have come from the Pleiadian system. No, I don't think it has anything to do with it. They can go to other worlds and become something else over time, and who knows how far back that time goes. I ain't interested in all that. I'm just interested in what goes on Terra. I really ain't worried too much about the solar system. That's out of my hands. I don't give a shit they put me on a seat in the council. It's a co-leadership thing, and I don't have time. I may never have time. Yeah, well, that's like the original humans didn't want to fight the Anunnaki, but they went below and did the safe and secure shit below for over 2 million years, and then they basically closed off the surface almost 2 million years ago. And they'll be back on the surface when it is 2 million years, totally back on the surface, the original humans, and come and go as they damn well please. That's right. You wait till surface humans get this idea spread amongst all of them, that they're going to be seeing original humans who they are descended from. And you have to say descended from your ancestors. Those ancestral people are still alive, and they are not mutated as we are. That's the ass kicker that they're not going to want to accept. Mm-hmm. It ain't many on the surface talking about the damage of radiation from the wars and shit. The same ones that melded cities together and made glass in the deserts and such shit. And what the fuck was that? My phone again. What's with all these inboxes today? I don't have another window open. I got to open one and slide it to this other monitor. An inbox. What does that say? Oh, that's a good one. I need that. Why do I need it? I'm going to drill another well. I'm going to drill this well some kind of how. This is what I need to do it. Sometimes it showed that and 4 more pieces that are not coming with this one. And then the rest I can buy local. Supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm going to drill another well. Preparedness. It's for preparedness, grandmother. I need another well. Only got one. You shit? No. Huh? No. They can kiss my ass. You know when I ask somebody, when I give a shit if they if I care what they say about it. Huh? Well, I don't know what to tell you about that one. I don't know what to tell you. Good morning. I was looking on my YouTube feed thing. Look at this one woman on this video. It's a sci-fi video. Look at her green skin. The hair is wrong, the eyes are wrong, the lips are wrong, but look at her skin. Yeah. It's close. It's really close, ain't it? If it didn't look like there was a light hitting on parts of her, making it lighter, it'd be right. It'd be right, wouldn't it? So it is right. Yeah, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put her picture, the link to this video in the chat. Copy. I must be getting tired. I'm having a hard time remembering what I'm doing. This woman in this video, this sci-fi video thing, the picture of this woman is the color pretty much dead on of an original human. Pretty much dead on in the light of what did, but the hair's wrong, the eyes are wrong, and the lips are wrong. And a lot of them are bald. They shave their heads bald. They don't even mess with hair down there. Yeah. I don't know. Trend. Is it a fashion thing now? I don't know. I don't know. I've never asked. I know some have hair and some don't. Yeah. They don't have the hair like that. No. Huh? I don't know. I know some do markings and things, kind of like tattoos, like that, but not, yeah. Tattoos, markings on the skin for various things. I've never asked for explanations. Nobody's asked me about mine. No. It's individual. I think it's all individuals. Yeah. I think it's an individual thing. I'm not concerned with it. Unless they want to tell me, I don't ask. I never asked anybody what their tattoos are for. I've only had a few people ask me about mine. Especially with the spirals. They love asking me about the spirals on my hands. Yep. See the spirals on my hands? I don't know. People seem to love to ask about the spirals. What's it mean? What's it mean? Or you get some stupid motherfucker say something like, is that satanic? I bet it's satanic. They don't even know what satanic is. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, as usual. What does that mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? What does this mean? You know what you need to know? Not a damn thing. I'm surprised they know enough to go wash their ass. True. I don't know. I'm stuck on looking at this girl for some reason. It's not the hair or the skin. It's her face. Something about her face is familiar. Oh, they love to do alien kind of bullshit, grandmother, on sci-fi fiction stuff. They come up with aliens, all kinds of aliens, and I ain't seen a damn one of them kinds of aliens half the time. No, they bullshit. It's just bullshit, made up bullshit. The only thing they need to be scared of is the fucking government. That's all. They don't even believe that. I'm burning up fuel for no reason. I don't know. I buy it in bottles look like this, grandma. I probably got 4 bottles. But this will dry. If I don't do something with it, it'll dry out in 3-4 days. It'll be dry. I have to put more in it. But it's tradition. It's a tradition thing. Yeah. For my pipes. You don't smoke pipes, do you, Grandma? Does your people smoke a pipe? No. Funny. That's just funny. Huh? What event? What event is coming? Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard about that one. I've heard about that one. It's sometime March. I think it's out in March sometime, like spring kind of thing in Terra. Or is it February, March? Might be April. I don't know. I think it has some. It's correlated with our springtime of the local on the surface for local number one of Interterra. Yeah. Uh-huh. I must be there for that. I must be there for that. Who said I must be? Oh, this is an all Terrans situation. And as council leader, I have to be there because of that. If they can be there, they'll be there. If they can't, they'll be facing that direction. Is that what you said? Facing that direction? I know why. Yes, I do. Interesting. On this day, and I'm not sure what the day is, Terrans face in that direction no matter where they are if they can't get there. So there's a lot of people that don't get there. People. But they'll stop and face that direction. How long? Until it's over. Until it's over. How do they know it's over? I'm just curious. Okay. Okay, it goes out. It's a broadcast. And usually it comes from the council chambers of Interterra. The council chambers of Terror. It comes out from there. Wow. Yeah, I see why I got to be there for that. Uh-huh. The council chamber of terrors, where all that comes from. That holiday. There's not a whole lot of holidays of Interterra. Oh, I get that. And this one's one you say I have to be present for. I got that. Damn rock down there from the dogs today. Uh-huh. I'm listening. So it's kind of like a spring celebration of a growing season, but Interterra grows all year long. So they still celebrate this growing season on the surface as a time frame, the beginning of spring. Makes sense. Damn, that's a long time they've been celebrating what's happening on the surface while they were in Interterra and not on the surface. Wow. They're going to do the same thing when they get on the surface then too, or not. Yeah, it makes sense. Grandmother Persai, when we send a message out from the crystals of inner Terra, right, in the council chambers of Terra, will it also go out on the surface on devices? That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have to have at least one in every home to start with. And how many homes are we gonna need? That's the question. That's the question. This has been a very good discussion. Thank you, Grandmother. Anytime. I'll tell you that every time you come here. Anytime you want to talk, I'm open. And anytime you want to see, all you have to do is do it. It doesn't, I don't even know sometimes when somebody's looking through my eyes. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to know or not know. No, not anymore. It did at first. I felt like it was a freaky thing, but if you don't feel anything, you don't know anything. Unless somebody asks you to look a certain way so they can see something and figure out what it is that they don't know what it is, then it can get to be something. But other than that, no. Yep. Some people have asked me, what is this and what is that? And I didn't know this had a year on it. 2023. This red lighter case is, I bought it separate. 2023's date on it. Sitting in a new package since 2023. No, I just got it the other day. Cool. My other one, I don't. How did you know that was another one? Oh, you see me use it. That one I can't read so good. '89, 1989. It's dry. It won't light. I haven't put no. This one's a pipe lighter. It got a hole in it. That one's got a hole in it for putting over the bowl of a pipe like this one. You light it. You line that hole up with the top of the pipe, and you can suck the flame down better to light everything. Right. This one has. See the screen it has. This one just comes out the top. Yeah. This one has that on the top. See that? You see that? This one has nothing on the top. It comes straight up. This is the one that has fuel. Okay. This one don't have fuel right now. This one goes in this case. This one goes in that case over there. If I know I'm going to be smoking more, I'll take this one because it's easier to light with. So I'll put fuel in it. Why are you asking me questions? You want to know all about little things on the surface. I get it. I got it already. You're welcome. No, you're welcome. The more you know, the more other people will know. I do a lot of different things. I do. What's what? You've been wanting to ask me what is what? Where do you see it? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Grandma. Is it behind me? It's above me. The crystals? These crystals up here? There's the chakras laid out. If I had a chair here, one of these, when this was the therapy room, and I did a lot more of that kind of stuff than I do now. We had a gravity chair that sat here. When you sat on it and leaned it back and it rose your feet up, this would be aligned with your chakras up here, all these crystals. And that's what they are. And I leave them there because they have good energy. Yeah, hanging on ribbons of that color for that chakra. That's right. Huh? That? Don't ask me about that. That's called a flying woodpecker. It's yeah, yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah. What is a pecker? Oh my God. Okay. It come from Asia. I don't remember exactly where. It is the male symbol thing of fertility. It's a pecker with wings. A human male pecker with wings. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Fertility. It's got to do with fertility. No, that's not the words. They would call it something else. That's what I call it, a flying pecker. Ah! Yes, ma'am. That's just hilarious. Yes. Well, this used to be my therapy room. That's why those shelves are over there and these books are down here. Those are all spiritual books, except for these on top of this table here. Those are all survival type books and charts, some charts. Yes, ma'am. Anything you want to ask, I'll tell you what it is. If I see what, figure out what you're talking about. Yeah, I wasn't thinking you was looking up there. I hadn't looked up there. That's cool. No, it's cool. Did you know what's up there or anywhere else in here? That on that wall up at the top, it's uh, a mandala I painted. I painted that. I painted that. It's a spiral, but it looks like an ammonite. Do you know what an ammonite is? It's a creature that used to live in the oceans. Yes, similar to like a squid or something, or a nautilus. You know what a squid is? Squid has like an inside shell. This has a round shell, looks like that. Yes, grandmother, I painted that up there on a piece of leather, and those are feathers from out in the yard. Yes, spirals. I have a thing with spirals. Mm-hmm. It's an ancient. Yeah, it is an ancient symbol. It is. Has a lot of uses, usually to do with energy and stuff, and more and more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm definitely tired. I was tired when you asked me a half hour ago. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Yes, ma'am. 8:51. It's probably past my bedtime as an old man. I get tired easy anymore. All these problems I have. True. I don't know what's going to happen. My whole if and if and if, you know what that, yeah, that. Sometimes you have to show me to get me to follow along with something. I don't just say okay anymore. No, I don't. I'm closing up some stuff. All these extra things I got open. You did who? What did you say? Okay. This was your team? This was your team? Does he still exist? He does not. Mm-hmm. I never questioned whether you were or not. I never have asked those kinds of claims. Nope. You have what? I never thought about it. Is that something that's done? Is this a Terrans thing? It is. I I don't know. What do you do to it? Is it like Is it like a treated, something treated? Is put in a place of honor. It's put in a place of honor in the home. Wow, I didn't know that. That's new information for Saurians. Yes, ma'am. I didn't know that. It's a what? A reminder of what? The truly mated for life. Something humans don't do. No, they don't do that. I don't even know if the original humans mate for life. I don't think so. I know they can part ways. The original humans, I know they can part ways. It takes a lot for that to happen, but they can. No, I mean it's surface humans wouldn't understand what the inner Terrans do. The original humans do. But it's not a mate for life thing, and surface humans failed and suck at mating for life for the most part. And it's not pushed. It's only been pushed for like 300 years. Right. Yes, ma'am. That's what you do know that. You know about that? Uh-huh. It's been studied. Why? Huh? Ah. And trying to understand her. Damn, this is getting hot. They got to figure this shit out soon. It's driving me nuts. Oh, both arms and my leg, my right leg. So Saurians mate for life, and they do that to the one that dies, to the one that dies, crosses over, crosses over. Y'all don't use the word dies or death because that's not true. I get it. It's not going to be true for us one day on the surface. It's not going to be true. We'll learn that. We'll learn that. They'll have to learn that eventually. As time goes by and as health increases and improves, death is not what we think it is. Yes, ma'am. Death is not what we think it is. I know. Oh, I know all about it. I know all about it. Yes, ma'am. It's true. That's true. Huh? I kind of want to know more about this process, but I am wore out of the Saurian mate for life thing and the place of honor in the home. Yes, ma'am. Do the raptors do something like this? They do not. They do not. Hmm. Interesting. Is it not the way it's treated and the way it's done is also an honor? I'm trying to understand. It looks to me like it would be on like a bad thing to do something like that. But Saurians don't count it that way. Hmm. I understand. Wow, that is so interesting. And it's accepted from all Saurians, all the Saurians, Terran Saurians. Right. What about the group that left Terra? The group of Saurians that left Terra when the Naga left. Yeah, I know about that. You didn't think I knew? I knew about that. Some Terrans and some raptors left. And some of another species that became extinct on Terra, they left as well. All of them left. But the ones that could not retain the intelligence, they wasn't allowed to go with them or have their own tech. Yeah. And they become extinct on the planet. So now there's only two. The fourth one didn't survive the whatever this process was, and whoever the fourth species was, I don't remember what they were. They didn't survive at all. They didn't make it, is all I know. That's true. They didn't make it, this other species. But the third one made it, but they lost the intelligence. And I know who that species is, or I know what that species is. But they couldn't retain the intelligence in their newer form. Is that correct? The new form that they were modified into? They were modified to be two-legged, but they reverted to four-leggeds again. When they couldn't retain something to do with the intelligence, they couldn't retain the intelligence, and they basically reverted but kept their form. Yeah, that's what I know. I know that much. Yes, I do. This species is only I think it's only in a certain area now. Those that remain alive. Right. Yes, I know the name of them. What the species is called by surface humans. Mm-hmm. I'm more interested in the saurians and raptors, to tell you the truth, because I used to have a bad fear of the reptilian types because of the Anunnakis that I had experienced when I was in the military, that you know all about. Yes, ma'am. You know all about it. Terrans know all about that experience that I had. Mm-hmm. I wish that shit on anybody, not even enemies. Huh? Well, I have no doubt. I know they did. Yeah, I know they did. I think a lot of our governments have done similar things. So something a negative would do is my answer. True. That's true. Grandmother Persai. So this is something outside. I don't see it. It would have to be this one. It's that damn black cat out there. There's a black cat out there. Yeah. I don't need all that crap. Nope. 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 I don't need that either. Huh? Yes, ma'am. There's a camera out there that watches the yard for me to see if anybody comes in when I'm like laying in the bed or something. And it alerts my phone and tells me somebody's outside. Somebody or something. Mm-hmm. Mostly it's for surface humans up to no good. I don't care about the animals. No. Once, somebody just riding around at night, seeing what they could see. Hmm. Some can, some cannot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting slow. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed tonight. It has been one day. One long day. Yes, ma'am. Well, you and Lakma and a few others know how bad I fight when I get pushed. And that's really what it all amounted to. More than being something I'd done wrong was the pushing. Huh. Yes. As you said, it was handled poorly by people that should know better. And some should have known better more than others. Somebody's truck, I guess. Yeah. Good. Duties, grandmother. Have a good evening. Okay. Wow, that turned into a long video, didn't it? 2 hours and 37 minutes and counting. It's a lot of information, though, especially if you've never watched one of my videos. How much information I can get out of something when they start talking. I need to find out of all the people on the internet who has any information about these blue Pleiadians besides what I know. Blue Pleiadians. If you've got any information, I wish you'd post it in below the description of the video in the comments. If you know a link, I'd like to have a link because I'm not getting much information that is factual, let's say. I will tell you this in reference to, or in regards to, on surface human history, the area of India and their ancients, where they talk about a blue species of is it Vishnu? I think it's the blue. They called him a god, and they called him Vishnu or something like that. I can't remember. I'm tired. Anyway, the blue Pleiadians. If you find some information besides that particular information in that book, the Bhagavad Gita or whatever it is, I've read that, but that doesn't really tell you who they are. It tells you what they think they are, not who they are. And the battle was with the Anunnaki. The main battle that they don't say, they say from the west, was the Anunnaki. Defeated the blue Pleiadians. So they left. Most of them left the planet. That's what that's about with the blue Pleiadians. Doesn't mean they come from Pleiades. I'm just saying that's what they're called. So I appreciate you being here and watching this video. And if you come in later and watch it, I appreciate that too. If you're interested and you spread the information, that's a good thing. That's why I got fussed at today, wanting to stop making these videos all day till I decided to change my mind. The pressure applied was enormous. I'll tell you that. Even for me, it was an enormous amount of pressure. Not like that makes it special because it was me, but I fight people that try to get me to do something I don't want to do. It's pretty obvious, I guess. If you've watched my videos long enough, you know that. Y'all have a good night. This is Larry, and I'm out of here.